Well, hello. Good day, all. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy here. What up, T?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thank you to Ghost Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
Just making sure we launch okay. He's always good like that in the middle of the day.
He makes it seem so easy.
I don't know why the music just killed there.
Oh,
I didn't do that, but
so-
whatever.
Hard.
Maybe that was Ghost Travis sending us a
Yeah.
message.
Shut up. Stop saying my
Yeah.
name. I can't be associated with this.
Yeah, right? Right? Anyway, good day, everybody. Kind of a nice day out here. I like it.
It's not bad for a Monday.
Too bad. Congrats to the Lions.
Got the W.
Yeah.
Another
how about
one?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
You
was
know,
impressive, too. Like, they
Yeah.
won that game. They dominated.
Four
most,
quarters.
Yeah, most aspects of that whole game. They
that-
dominated.
was that the first four-quarter full game we've seen that team put together?
Yeah. I mean, they've been in close games all year for the most part. So they've played. They've competed.
They've
but
gotten shellacked, too.
They have.
And they've looked like shit.
They have. Even the games that they've been in, they've looked like shit a lot of times. It's,
Yeah.
you get, halfway through the third and you're like, how is this a 4-point game?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. But
Yeah.
no, they finally put it together. So
Yeah.
I don't
Good for them. I hope they lose the rest of the games of the way.
absolutely
You know what I
don't
mean?
fuck up that first round pick. There's
Yeah,
no point in winning these games.
No. Exactly.
But it's good to see him have a little heart because at this point in the season, it's easy for a team to quit.
Oh,
And when you're looking at coaching and the new staff and the things
Yeah.
like that, if you've still got the locker room, that speaks volumes. You
Yeah.
may not have the W's, but
Yep.
if you have the locker room, you're way ahead of the game.
yeah.
Look at Urban.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Lose the locker room, start getting that dissent. You're not hearing any of that out of Detroit,
No,
which is
not at all.
great.
Yep.
And they're a 2-11-1 team. So,
Yep.
hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Should be a busy week as people get geared up for Christmas. Are we still worried about supply chain shit? Are people not getting their stuff?
I have no idea. I was surprised. I ordered some stuff. I did some shopping over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm a last minute, and I always am. But
Yeah.
I just on a whim decided to go look through, Amazon, see what I could find, what I could get.
Yeah.
I mean, I ordered probably 6, 8 things, and they'll all be here by Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah, I ordered yesterday, I think. Just about
Okay.
everything. I think it was like a free Amazon. I mean, I have Prime, so it doesn't matter, but like a free shipping day or something. They kept like
Advertising. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm sure people will be bitching no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Depends, I think, where it's coming from.
yeah,
Trying to get
I
your
think
stuff from China.
China.
It,
Good luck.
Might take a minute.
Yeah.
So.
Is Omicron going to ruin this wonderful festive season that's upon us? I am so. I don't know what to do with these stories, Troy. I'm done with it. I'm done with COVID.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm
I wish
done.
we were done with COVID. That would be nice.
I feel like in our little existence, we are done with COVID.
Yeah. Well,
I know lots of people aren't. I saw a guy today. I had to run up to the drugstore for a minute, and there's a guy outside walking around. He was at the hotel, or I think it's a hotel, maybe it was an apartment, wearing a mask outside of his vehicle by himself.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what reality are you
there's
living
a
in?
huge increase in masks now.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
over the
pushing
last
it. I
few
was-
weeks. Yeah, I mean, I was in a store the other day, and I think I was the only one not wearing a mask. It
Yeah,
was crazy. I was
I
like,
ran into that too.
What is going on? But that's fine. You guys all wear masks, then I don't have to, so we're good.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. The Omicron. Everything we're hearing is there's been like no deaths.
Yeah.
The sickness is way down, but it's really more contagious.
Yeah.
This should be great news for
Exactly.
people.
Everybody
This
should
be
just run out
awesome
and
news.
get it.
Yeah,
Just
I
get it,
hope
take
I
it.
get it. I swear to God.
I'm gonna try and wait get a couple more variants down the line. Let it dilute itself a little bit more.
Really? Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll take the sniffles for a couple days.
Yeah.
Honestly, because that's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Sniffles, no big deal. It's a weakened virus. And if you get it, you get that COVID protection.
Yeah.
And even more so if you've been vaxxed, which we have. So whatever. I'm not worried about it at all.
You're running out of time. Your efficacy is dwindling.
I've thought about getting the booster. I probably will.
Yeah.
Just because look at me.
Right.
I'm a disaster from head to toe to begin with. So for me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a decision I'll make with my medical professional.
That's exactly right.
I'm not listening to fucking government bodies about that shit. But
I probably will too. Maybe not. I mean, I didn't really want to get it the first time, but I did.
yeah,
So at this point, it's like, no, fucking what? If what I got is going to deplete
Yeah.
and not really give me
It
any
is.
real protection,
yeah.
then what was the point? I mean, it got me through wherever, but we're all going to get it. Eventually.
They say with those who have maximum protection from the vaccine and boost, you either won't get infected, or if you do get the infection, it'll most likely be mild. Well, it's not going to prevent you from getting infected.
I was going to say, is that what they actually said there?
Yeah.
How's
But
that
if-
work?
Yeah, good question. Nobody can answer that because
That-
they
they
need
make
to
it
talk
sound
to
that way.
Corey Bush or Pocahontas and find out how those double vaxxed and boosted people got it immediately. You know, so yeah, that is fake news right there. That's the definition of fake news. Well,
Technically.
you either won't get infected. Well, yeah, if you're not around anybody, I
exactly.
suppose you won't get infected.
Yeah, you're not going to not get infected because of
The vaccine.
vax.
No.
You just might not get infected because you might dodge that bullet.
Yeah, exactly. But if you are unvaccinated, we're worried about you. I'm worried that your risk of being hospitalized or, God forbid, losing your life to this virus is quite significant. Why do you care? The people that are pushing this so hard wish that everybody that's unvaxxed would drop dead anyways.
Well,
I believe that wholeheartedly. Hardcore lefties, and I've even asked some of them that I know personally, they wish the fucking unvaxxed would drop dead. They wish the whole Republican Party would drop dead. And they mean that.
Wouldn't that make
That's
it
not a joke.
so much easier.
Yeah, they could ram through whatever they wanted, do anything they wanted. They could live in this fucking super vaxxed world of masks and no gatherings, fine. They would. So I would think you would be preaching to those that you think are Trumpers or whatever to stay unvaxxed.
Yeah.
It's not protecting you. You're not going to get any sicker. You've been vaxxed and boosted.
They should try the reverse psychology on it instead of going, blaming them. Everybody's digging
Yeah.
their heels in. Fuck you! I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's fine. Yeah, don't
Don't.
get it. Don't get it.
Probably don't need it.
Right? No,
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine. You probably don't need it. Well,
Yeah.
Fuck you. Well, they don't want me to get it, then I'm going to go get it.
Yeah. I mean, would there be any? They would make a religious holiday out of it if it's someone like Scott Baio or Kid Rock dropped dead from getting COVID and made something like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get the boost. Like that would become a national holiday.
Yeah. They couldn't wait for all those people in the beginning when they were the anti-vaxxers or the ones that were against it vocally.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't, famous or anything, just in their own
Yeah.
little world, were very vocal against it and then died. But always want their dying words with, "I wish I got the vax. Wish I just would have got the jab." They loved putting that in your
Oh
face.
yeah, they still do.
Dying words.
Yeah.
Just please, if anybody's listening, just do it.
Trump's wrong. Yeah, there was a run a couple weeks ago on, I believe it was pastors, like right-wing pastors. They call them alt-right. That might just mean you're against abortion.
Yeah.
That makes you like super alt-right, hates everybody in the
I think
world.
if you just
now.
vote Republican these days, it makes you all right.
Alt-right. Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah. If you voted for a Republican at any point in your lifetime, that makes you alt-right
Yeah.
and racist and sexist and bigoted and homophobic and transphobic, all those things.
all
If you voted for a Republican at any point in your life,
Wrap it up in one nice
obviously,
little bow. Yeah.
yeah, that speaks for everybody of those people. But there was a run, so I don't know how alt-right these people are. They probably are just against abortion, which makes them Satan. So,
I think that makes them Catholic.
right. But fuck Catholics too, Troy. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's
of course.
just the way it goes, bigot. Sorry. I didn't make the rules, man. I'm just playing by them. You're laying them out quite clearly in the propaganda media.
We're learning as we go.
We're learning as we go. But there were like 6 of them that all got COVID, and 2 of them died, and there might have been a deathbed confession there. Like, I wish I got the jab, at least the J&J. Give me the J&J.
At least the J&J.
I'll take even a little bit of the J&J at this point. Please. Fuck Trump. Yeah, another study last week found that the 1-dose J&J vaccine provided little to no protection against infection from Omicron.
Yeah, that's going to render that shit
Yeah.
useless. I don't know who took that thing anyway. Some people did.
They've been talking about this big speech Biden's giving tomorrow or something. Update or what's he gonna do? Oh, he's gonna lock things down. Ooh, is he gonna mandate? Blah blah blah. It sounds like it's gonna be nothing. It sounds like it's gonna be, hey, make sure you get your vaccine. That's really the only message they have. They're not providing any data as to why. That's why a lot of us are going to outside sources, listening to epidemiologists, listening to virologists. Thank you, Troy. Listening to evolutionary biologists who know kind of the histories of these pandemics or these COVID strains, and carefully watching them break down data. You know, like it's very, very hard unless you're a virologist. If you're a medical guy, you know, our buddy Derek could break that down. To us, it looks like fucking Chinese arithmetic.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But having them slowly break down, it takes more than a 3-minute shot on a fucking Fox News or a CNN to do. But if you take the time and they go, okay, this is what this means. This is the spike protein. This is the variant. This is the blah, blah, blah. This is what this means. This is what this means. And they break it down into layman's terms. You kind of get a better grasp for this stuff. The UK, Australia are trying these draconian methods to lock down their citizens, keep everything squashed, arresting anybody walking a dog outside, not wearing a mask, on the beach by themselves, tackling them. I mean, it's absurd. So Biden's basically going to come out tomorrow and just be like, yeah, make sure you get your vaccine and get your boost and wear a mask. He just doesn't have the authority to mandate that federally. So he can't really, he could fuck. That's why the airport's so fucked. These draconian rules. That tube you're in is so filtered. That air is cleaner than anything you'd get out here. There is no COVID outbreaks in airports before they did the mask mandate. But that's one place the federal government can mandate. Federal aviation.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing that. And that's why I'm not flying anywhere at Christmas. Fuck that.
And there's where his reach is federal employees.
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah.
But even that's still getting
Yeah.
a ping pong ball in the court system that
I
they
was-
do it and it gets retracted and it goes and it's
Yeah,
like they get a
keeps going
stay.
back and
it's right-
forth.
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see where it ends up and what happens there. But he can't really push anything now because he tried. He
Yeah.
got kicked back in his face. So you got to kind of ride it out and see what happens.
I
before you
was
can really
hoping, though,
take a
Troy,
stand either way.
I was really hoping that Biden would come out with some fucking puffed up, tough guy. I run everything because I'm the president, you know, attitude and be like, oh, mandates everywhere and fucking you can't leave the house if you're not vaccinated or blah, blah, blah. Whatever draconian shit he was going to try
I'm
to
tired of
pull.
this bullshit. I said I was going to end it. Now we're going to end it.
Yeah.
Now this is how we're going to do it.
Thought he was going to end the whole pandemic. Remember,
course,
he was
that's
gonna,
what he ran on.
Yeah, he said he ran on ending COVID. I don't know if you people remember that. I told you at the time
Flatten
he
the
was
curve,
full of
baby.
shit. I told you he was full of shit, and the reason I knew he was full of shit was because I went through the tedious task of reading the entire COVID fucking response plan from Joe Biden and Trump, and they were fucking identical. They were the same goddamn thing. So all you people that thought, oh yeah, we'll get this monster out of here, and then fucking genius Joe Biden will come in and save us all from COVID was laughable on its face. Again, you would have voted for a bowl of soup over Trump. That's the reality.
Clear.
But there was nothing in their plans that were different. Same fucking thing, same response, same everything.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, of course.
Really.
Of course. I was hoping he would come out and push for strict stuff because I think this country would absolutely tell him to go fuck himself. And I think he knows that. I think that's why they're not going to do that.
Yeah, we were there. We did it. We went through it.
Yeah.
Coming out of it now, and we're on this cusp of, and they're trying to scare you with this Omicron, you know.
Yeah.
And we're at that point where, okay, we're either going to go back through that or we're not. And they know if they try to do that again, no, people aren't going to fucking stand
Yeah.
for it.
They'll
Unless
get,
they want to start throwing that, extra $600 around again.
Yeah.
The Trump bucks, start
Yeah,
throwing
few-
that back
few
around.
$1 trillion.
Shut her back down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'd love some time off.
Yeah,
Sit
fuck
around the
yeah.
house watching Netflix
I
and
take
shit.
it,
Hell
no
yeah.
doubt.
Why not? People love free money and doing nothing. Of course, nothing's free.
No.
What you would have is all of California.
Last year we had everybody got the free money, and this year it's ridiculous inflation. It's
Yeah.
funny how that works.
Yeah, crazy. So you would have New York and California follow suit. Texas would give you a giant fuck off.
Yeah.
Florida especially would give you a big fuck off. They would do equal, if not better, than California and New York in response, like last time.
Yeah.
No matter what your media tells you, Florida's been running doors wide open for a year, year and a half.
They shut down for like a week.
A week. They did. And then they went, fuck this.
Yeah.
They're fine. Texas is fine. I haven't even, the only time I wear a mask, I'll be honest with you, if I have to take CC to the vet, because, the
Doctors, technically.
technically.
That's get over your fucking self, by the way. You're a dog doctor.
Yeah.
Is my dog wearing a mask? Shut the fuck up.
But out of respect for them or my doctor's office, then you go, okay. And I had to go pick up some, I had to go to Benson's to pick up some sleep apnea mask thing. And I went in there without a mask, and I realized everyone in there's wearing a mask. And I, just out of respect for the fact there's a lot of seniors in there,
Sure.
I went back out to my car and got a mask and then came back in so they'd feel better. You know, nobody said anything to me. They would have been just fine letting me walk around there.
Right.
But out of respect for them, I did that.
Well, good for you.
I don't want to cause a scene. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. I know there's a lot of old people in there, and that's fine. You know, my mask didn't do shit for you, but okay, if it made you
Feel better, then okay.
great. So, but I was really hoping he was going to come hard with a push, because it would have been cool to see the response of people that had gone, because a year and a half ago, you didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah. No states defied anything at first. Nobody, you know, like we have 50 states and they all took different measures depending on population size, strains, how many people were sick, how many people were going to the hospital. Like it altered if you were in Utah or fucking, you know, versus Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, if you were in Montana, they didn't have to deal with the same shit a lot of the country did. So, but now we've gone through that. And so now we know, like, yeah,
Wasn't that?
I ain't buying this.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, whether you got vaxxed or unvaxxed, the percentage of you dying in the hospital was like 1. Little more if you were unvaxxed.
Yeah.
It was like 0.1, less than 1%, 0.82
something.
to 0.7 or some 0.07% death. Like
Now they're pushing that essentially everyone that's in a hospital right now with COVID is unvaccinated. That's the narrative they keep saying. Everybody, the majority, they will say. It's probably like 51 to 49%.
Yeah, but they flubbed so many things. You know, if you have, you know, stage 4 cancer, you're terminal and you're dying, and you happen to have COVID, you died of COVID. And it's like, no, it's like, what's his name? The black dude that died was a Trump supporter, went to Trump's rally and then died of COVID shortly thereafter.
Powell?
Powell.
Yeah.
But he was stage 4.
Yeah.
With some cancer. So it's like, and you know, the people that died in car accidents but also had COVID, COVID death.
COVID.
So when you're looking at those things, you just go, no, I'm not
Numbers
playing
are
this.
definitely skewed.
Yeah.
I agree that there's something to it. It is a threat, but is it a life-altering threat?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's more of a threat to me, and I don't.
No.
Yeah.
You know who's been real quiet, thankfully? Big Gretch.
Stretch and Gretch?
Yeah, she hasn't said a fucking word lately, has she?
Yeah.
She's been real quiet. I think she realized that she fucked herself on that first go around, and she wants to stay out of this one.
Well, she's got lawsuits against her, and those hospital deaths were as bad as New York, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't seen the real
nursing home
numbers.
deaths.
Yeah, I haven't seen the real numbers, but that's what they say. Well, Duff's one of the ones that's suing her, right?
Yeah, I should call
get
him
the
and ask
numbers.
where that stands. It'd be interesting to hear, because I haven't talked to him in a couple months.
You know, that stuff gets just dragged and tied up. And,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and just fucking push it, kick the can down the road.
Well, she had a lot of the same measures that dipshit in New York did. You know, and New York's a bigger state, more famous state, and so it got a lot of the press. You know, the media's in New York.
What kind of protection do they have for that stuff? I wonder.
Probably tons.
Yeah.
Probably tons.
For any sort of civil, accountability or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Although
they have tons because they're making hard decisions
well, it's like the
that can have.
What's his nuts? Schneider. He was found. He was convicted. It was a bullshit charge, but he was convicted for the Flint water thing.
Yeah.
It was a petty bullshit charge. He didn't.
Yeah.
He's not serving time or anything for it. But
No, and he should.
I mean, yeah, when you start talking about the ramifications of that,
Yeah.
it's probably on par with.
What pisses you off there is Obama absolutely, with the snap of his fingers, could have fixed that problem and chose not to. In fact, went to Flint and did that stunt where he's like, I'm kind of thirsty. I'm going to have a glass of water. I don't usually do stunts, but... And then he went,
Ooh, is that good? Yeah.
that's good water. That's good water. Yeah. Prick. He could have made that a federal emergency like that. Fix that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wish Trump would have done it.
True. Yeah,
You
he
know?
had the opportunity.
Any one of them. And as far as I know, Flint's water is not great now. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's completely done, but I mean, they went hard at it. They threw a ton of money at it and had to do that. But you're starting to see that pop up in other places around I know in this state, I'm sure more around the country too. I think Benton Harbor, maybe something out towards the west side.
Water problems?
Was starting to have the problem with the pipes and things. So, I mean, again, like this infrastructure bill, I 100% support that sort of infrastructure. That's the shit that needs to
Oh,
be
on
done.
Build Back Better?
Well, however, wherever you want to put it,
Yeah, they split that, I
because
guess.
they split it. I don't know what was in the first, what exactly is in the Build Back Better kind of a thing, all that.
Yeah.
I'm not that versed on it, but those are the type of things that need to be done and prioritized, and that's
Totally.
where the money needs to go. And all this fluff
And
bullshit
that's
on
where
top,
you'd get bipartisan support.
100%.
Totally.
And take
Everybody
your
agrees with
bullshit
that.
off the top. Get down to fucking business. Stop fucking around.
Yeah.
And do what really needs to be done. Stop
Yeah.
using this as an excuse to do other things that you just don't need. They're not that important. If you
Yeah.
really want to strip this down and get to the nuts and bolts of this country, roads
Never
and-
happened. Too many promises have been made.
Yeah.
Too many guarantees. Drop out of the race and support Joe Biden publicly, and we'll give you X. We'll do this for whatever bullshit you're into,
Yeah.
whatever green new wet dream you have thinking.
What do you think Manchin's going to get out of this?
Manchin's going to get more popular is what he's going to get.
True, but
He is.
I got a feeling
They're-
eventually.
Seeing people lose their minds over Joe Manchin,
Yeah.
act like he's moving the goalposts. Well, Joe Manchin has been rock steady.
Right there, all
Right
the way.
there.
Nope, I'm a hard no.
Yeah.
They thought they could swing him. They didn't want to make a
Yeah.
big deal out of it, and then he went on Fox News and was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking no."
For those that don't know,
Oh.
Joe Manchin is the senator from
West Virginia.
West Virginia. And as you know, we've got a 50-50 split in the Senate. And so the vice president
he's a
is
Dem.
and he's a Democrat. Yeah. But he's in West Virginia,
Which
which,
is a
Trump
very-
won by 40 points.
It's a very red state.
And a coal state. And so all this Green New Deal energy, you're talking about wiping out tons of jobs from West Virginia. Like, and Joe Manchin is a moderate. He's moderate, like we're moderate. We're moderate conservative. We lean liberal on most things, both of us. You're talking about gay rights.
Love the gays.
Love the gays.
Love the gays.
Love the gays. Wish I was surrounded by the gays. I'm not a gay, but I wish I was surrounded. They're lovely people. Love the gays. No problem.
Abort away.
Abort all you want.
Abort
I don't
all
care.
you want, especially if it was mine.
Yeah. It's pissing off a lot of our base
It's
right
what it
now,
is. Hey,
T.
these are my opinions.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Feel however you want.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. I understand the argument. Mm-hmm. I do.
Sure.
I understand the argument. If you believe life begins when it does, then yes, that's murder. And I tried a few years ago to bring this group together, the abortion people, and just say, you can have the abortion as long as you admit it's murder.
Yeah.
All right?
No-
Make you
nobody wanted
happy. Make you happy. Shut the fuck up. No, fine. No one's ready to listen to me yet
Unbelievable. Yeah.
on this. Just say it's murder,
And get on with it.
and then we'll move on with our lives. You get it sucked out, pulled apart, however you want to do it. and then,
What if we did it like baby slaughter instead of not technically murder, like manslaughter, but it's a baby. So
Baby slaughter? Okay, I could get
Can we
behind
give
that.
it like a name, something like that.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, I think so.
I also tried to propose, and my audience knows this. I tried to propose that in your taxes, you could take one thing off the list. My tax dollars don't go to
Yeah.
funding abortion because that's really the crux. Because I used to argue with Jay about this. I was like, why do you give a fuck? You care more about this stupid abortion thing than you do about murder. And he's like, yeah, but my tax dollars don't go to fucking support murder. My tax dollars go to support these government-run and government-funded Planned Parenthood outlets that are murdering innocent children.
It'd be great.
And
to
I
have
was
a
like,
checklist
okay.
on what you want your shit to go to.
And even if they don't abide by it, make them think it. Who
Sounds good.
cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? We
Play
just
with the numbers.
just
Like,
between
oh, this
you and
year we
I-
get this much money. This year we get this much
not
money.
even that. Just have like take the highest thought about subjects, right?
Yeah.
Abortion, money spent on defense. You go, I'm for world peace. I don't want any of my tax dollars going to fucking buy one bullet for the military. Check that box.
There you
Fine.
go. Okay. Feel better?
Lisa, Lindsay, we will put you down for none of your tax dollars are going to support the military.
you worry
wink,
about it.
wink.
Yeah.
Sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
Jay, you don't want any money going towards abortion. I see you check that box. We'll take that into account.
Perfect. Jay, all
Your-
yours is going to the war, and
And-
Lindsay, all yours is going to baby slaughter.
Either way, people
Thanks
are
for-
getting killed.
Yeah.
Okay? Whether through the war machine or the abortion plan.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, you guys can sleep well at night knowing that you didn't fund it.
We're overpopulated.
But
Anyway, so.
no one wants to fucking listen to my brilliant ideas. I fixed your taxes. I fixed your fucking abortion. Fixed all of it.
See, China raised up the baby number to 3.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they were running out of fucking bodies.
Yeah. Well, they've run out of pussy.
Yeah.
Is the problem.
Yeah.
They're out of pussy. So you got tons. Because,
Dudes.
you know, I mean, I've talked to Jin about this. You wanted a boy. You don't want a fucking girl. Nobody wants a girl. Girls suck, right? And so China was like, no, have your boy. Very proud, strong man.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, shit. 15-1 dicks versus vagines. Very bad.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Oh, those things are blown out.
Yeah. And so chicks are running the show, you know, so there's just limited amount of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the one baby rule went up to 2 and it's now 3.
It's now 3 from what
Right
I heard.
on.
Yeah.
So it was fun to watch Senator Manchin just blow up the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. Oh, my God. Chuck Schumer is vowing to go forward with his with Biden's Build Back Better plan.
Okay.
And he's going to hold a vote first of the new year, once
Awesome.
they get into the new year.
Perfect. Do it.
Yeah, because we got to get him on record for the world to see.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's on record.
Good.
The world did see. He said, yeah, go fuck yourself. No. How
Let's
about
go
that?
through the pomp and circumstance, and let's. I think
Yeah.
they're hoping maybe they can strong arm him by the time it gets down to that.
We want to go. Senators should be aware that the Senate will, in fact, consider the Build Back Better Act very early in the new year so that every member of the body has the opportunity to make their opposition known on the Senate floor, not just on television. Same thing.
Okay, sure.
Same shit. Whatever. We're going to
haven't
vote on
voted
a
yet,
revised version. We were elected to address these many needs, and we will not stop fighting until we do. Okay. Manchin, centrist Democrat from West Virginia, as you said, he will not vote in favor of it, a blow to Biden. Yeah, that's what happens. And these people going, we're going to let one person stand up and defeat this whole thing over one guy who's full of shit anyways. That's not over one guy. It's every single Republican also.
It's actually 51.
Yeah, it's 51 to 49. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's just kind of how the system works. So,
Yeah.
sorry, it's your one guy, but that's your one guy.
Yeah, it's one guy. And he
And you
wasn't
need
all
that
for it.
guy. We didn't make the rules, but
And you know what?
that's how the game is played.
I'm tired of it. And I don't want to hear it because it's disingenuous anyway. Because who was a bigger hero to the liberal fucking screaming liberals than John McCain when he thumbs down voted the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, whatever you want to call it. He did that from the position of the right, and the left celebrated him to the nth degree. What a hero, standing up for what he believed in. He knew this wasn't right for the country, and he stood strong. He was the holdout, the one they needed to vote it down. What a hero.
The
Now
drama
Manchin
on
does
that
it.
one too.
Yeah.
Wheeling his ass in. Like this is Sparta.
Get over yourself, man. So yeah, when he does it, he's a hero, and oh my God, he's finally someone's thinking and looking out for the betterment of the country. Joe Manchin has no obligation to whatever fucking bullshit former Vice President Joe Biden wants to do.
Yeah.
It's not his job to worry about that agenda getting through.
No, he has to worry about West Virginia. And
His job
constituents.
is to worry about his constituents in West Virginia.
Best for them.
End of story.
Yeah.
And
Not
you would
what's best
hope
for California. Not
Nope.
what's best for New York.
Nope.
What's best for West Virginia.
And I would hope that our Michigan senators are doing the same,
I would hope so.
looking out for what's best for Michigan. Okay? That's what their job is.
Yep.
And he knows in a very red state that supported Trump by 40 points over fucking Biden.
That's a number.
Yeah. In a coal country, when you want to bring back some fucking Green New Deal, let's talk about what it is. It's not an infrastructure deal. Some of that's in there, fine. And then there's a whole lot of other shit in there that nobody wants to talk about. That will be, and when you talk about government programs coming into fruition, they don't have expiration dates, and that's the point. So what's $1.75 trillion on paper now, an astronomical number to think about, in 10 years is $10 trillion, and you're never pulling that back. You're not going to erase, you're going to take back child care fucking breaks and whatever other breaks you have for every fucking group in the country, whatever socialist agenda, wet dream policies you want to put in place, you're never pulling them back. Never. They stay permanent, and they just bloat the goddamn machine. These people have proven they don't know what they're doing with your money. Why would you give them more of your fucking money?
Money's not even real.
How are they doing on healthcare? How are they doing on homeless? How are they doing on anything they're doing? They're the worst people with money. They haven't earned it. It doesn't belong to them. It's not theirs.
There's no value.
No,
No real
it's
value.
play money.
Exactly. We'll just make more.
Yeah, print more. And what does that do? What does that do?
What about 7% inflation right now? Something along those lines, and climbing.
Yeah, and you act like no new taxes, no taxes, no tax increases for anyone making less than $400,000 a year. Okay, so there's not a box in your IRS tax form that you now owe more money. But you know what? When I was paying $23 to fill up my tank and now I'm paying $50, that's a $25 increase tax. That's what that is.
Basically, yeah.
What you've done by shutting down oil and energy and now begging OPEC to release more oil to us when we were energy independent for the first time ever in this country, being able to control things, keep things down. We were selling oil around the world. Now we're relying on other people again, and you're seeing what's happening. So when you dump $6 trillion into the economy like they did for COVID, unnecessary as that was, necessary in some respects, I'll give them that, but you're seeing that play out. You're seeing what happens when you print money that you don't have and dump it into the economy. 7% inflation increase.
Give or take.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
No.
It's not going anywhere.
And climbing.
And beef prices,
Across the board.
Across the board, grocery prices are up. That's a tax. What do you think that is? Who does that hurt more? Does that hurt the people making over 400 grand a year? No, it doesn't hurt them at all. Right. You know what hurts? It hurts fucking talk show hosts trying to get their shit together. Yeah. It hurts your fucking garbage men. It hurts your teachers. It hurts all the little people.
Hurts everyone under $400,000.
Yeah, it hurts small businesses. It doesn't hurt fucking Home Depot.
No.
I can promise you that. Walmart's just fine.
Between the supply chain issues, the cost increase, the lack of workforce, I don't know how anybody gets anything done. I don't know how small businesses survive. I mean, it depends on what your business is, but it's got to be brutal out there right now.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to, actually, I went out to lunch today, and a menu, just a little bullshit diner. Went in and had breakfast today. And every single thing on the menu, the price was white outed and then new price written over the top of every single thing on the whole menu. The prices changed, obviously, and went up, and substantially.
That Mexican place we like down on Orchard Lake.
Yep. I don't want to say their name because no free promos around here.
That's right. You want to get on board? Get on board.
Yeah, get on board. But you
pay a buck or two.
Yeah, we'll
help us out. We'll support you. But they're great. And their menu says it clearly on there. Prices are changed.
May vary or something.
Yeah, may vary because we don't know what it's going to cost us for beef this week.
Right.
We don't know what chicken's going to cost to come in.
If you can even get it.
Yeah, if you can even get it.
Starting to see things, people just out of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how dead this bill is, this Build Back Better bill.
They're not going to stop with it. I mean, they might tweak it. They might pull some things out. I don't know if he's technically got
That's
any
hard in a fucking vote year, though, dude.
That's true. I know.
You get into 22, there's reasons they wanted to get this done before Christmas.
Oh, big time.
Big time reasons. And getting into an election year where this is on the what people are voting on, you didn't want to creep into 22 with some bloated fucking government overreach program.
That'll be, yeah. And let it stall. Let it stall, man. Next year's going to be interesting at the polls.
Well, I loved what he said, what Manchin said. He did an interview on some local radio station, West Virginia. And he said, look, I'm not, I'm from West Virginia. I'm looking out for my constituency. Yeah. I've been very clear on this. They weren't really even close. So no matter what they thought, I was in good faith going, and I went to Wilmington to hang with the president and went to the White House on numerous occasions to discuss this stuff. I was very clear about where I stood and what my problems were. And I don't care. I'm not going to be bullied. They thought they could just bully one guy into doing what they wanted. They thought that would be easy. They could just protest me everywhere I went and try to shame me and bully me into voting how they wanted. Well, I'm from West Virginia, and West Virginians don't play like that. Yeah. Good for him. I saw this for what it was and said, hard no. Sorry. And you know what? You have the vote. If everyone stands lockstep together for you, you can break that tie with cunt Harris. Yeah. But without Manchin. Sorry.
No, it doesn't work. And
Doesn't work.
You know, if people were real, if these senators were real, there would be a lot more Democrats that are against it for
Yeah.
their own state, for their own constituents.
Yeah.
And there are probably some Republicans that might be for it if it wasn't such a partisan,
Yeah.
topic. It's just so divided that it doesn't matter if you really believe it or not, or if it's right or wrong or not. You have to pick your side. It's fucking tragic.
It's tragic.
Yeah, because
It is.
it should be mixed
Yeah.
based on your state and what I don't know. I mean, I know Republicans don't like to spend money, so they're against that anyway.
Yeah, but they don't believe that government does better than the people will do for themselves.
Small government.
And you made that point to Raj when he was here about, when he was like, wow, Trump's an asshole. And it's like, yeah, well, who am I going to vote for? If I believe in small government, do what you're supposed to do. Fix infrastructure, which they've all failed on. Protect the border. Watch out for emerging threats globally, right? Protect your citizens, and then get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, small government, lower taxes.
Lower taxes, small government.
I'm there.
Not bloat it to tens of trillions of dollars and expect.
And it's about what's important to you. I don't agree with everything the Republicans do. I don't disagree with everything that the Democrats do. But the things that are more important to me in my life and my day to day, I lean more Republican.
Yeah.
Again, abortion doesn't really affect my day to day, so I don't really give a shit one way or the other. If you want to be against it, fine. If you do, I don't care. It doesn't. That's not really something that's
Holmes?
it's not on my plate.
Yeah.
That's something that I worry about every day.
Yeah.
My taxes, where my money's going, how much I bring home on a paycheck. Yeah, that stuff's kind of important to me.
Some of the stuff buried in there, though, is troubling. Having part of that was going to fund 80,000 new IRS agents whose job was to go out and spy on the American people's bank accounts to anything over $600 and see where, because people are trying to fucking nickel and dime the process of taxes. That goes without saying. That's almost as American as hot dogs and apple pie.
Exactly.
Trying to pay as little as you can in fucking taxes. So they wanted to go out and they figured they could find $500 billion in unpaid taxes, which means, they're not going after Elon Musk. Elon Musk can fight that all day long. Walmart can fight that all day long. The rich can fight that all day long. You know who can't is us, little guys. And they want to fucking keep tabs on all of us and see what your bank account's doing. And, I see you added $600. Where'd that $600 come from? Ooh, I see $600 came out from there. What did that $600 go to? Fucking crack and blow and fucking hookers. What do you care?
Yeah.
Fuck off. None of your business where it went.
True.
Usually blowing whiskey, but who knows?
I buy and sell comic books.
Yeah.
That's going to be my answer.
But who are they going to go after? Are they going to go after the elites for that? Of course not. They're going to go after us.
You said talking about nickel and diamond, like that's a lot of nickel and diamond if they're going to worry about the
80,000 new IRS agents.
I understand that.
Tasked with coming up with $500 billion in unpaid taxes.
The difference of what I pay in taxes to what I should pay in taxes isn't going to fund them for a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a waste of their time and resources to bother coming. So it's not necessarily they're probably not going to go too hard at people under 100,000. My guess. I mean, they might just because there's a large majority there, but you got to do so much bullshit, and it takes the audits and all this shit. Just takes so much time and energy.
Yeah.
And the return on that, I can't believe is that worth it.
But if we're all paying for that and paying for those new salaries, that's just government bloat. We're already paying for it all.
Top heavy.
That's
what they do.
Yeah, top down. And so we all collective as a nation fund the federal government. What they do with that money is what they do with it. So if what they do is spend billions of dollars hiring new federal agents to go fucking poke around in our business, that seems like government overreach to me. So it's things like that in there that I have a problem with. When they talk about lowering prescription drug prices, okay, great idea. You know what that does? It makes sure that those pharmaceutical companies that have been traditionally in America, making those medications in America, they fucking go overseas. They're not going to play by your rules. What do you think? They're just going to go, okay, I guess we'll just make it cheaper for everybody then. No, they're going to fucking leave. They're going to start factories around the world, and they're not going to deal with that.
How about you subsidize some of that then?
Okay.
And just penalize them. Right. Use that money to help the consumer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not expert in any of this. Obviously, you can tell by the way we're talking
Oh,
about
I
it.
think
But
we're nailing this, man.
are we killing
Yeah,
this?
dude, this has been a good few shows, man. We're really,
We're all over stuff we know nothing about. This is great.
yeah.
But no, I think they will just move elsewhere. And what do they do with the money that they make off these? R&D. I mean, that's what funds research. That's why we lead the entire world in coming up with cures and new medications. It's all the R&D. I'm not saying that. I mean, believe me, I'm paying a shit ton for medications. Do I like it? No. I don't know that they have a better way. I don't know that their solution is better. But I know what happens when you try to drive down on these companies what they've done before. They fucking moved. They've left the country. And so,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to handle it. I've always believed there's just certain things in this country that should not be for profit. Insurance, health insurance, medical, prisons, for fuck's sake.
prisons,
None of
big
those
time.
should be for profit.
Yeah.
Businesses. They just shouldn't.
they're too
by
big.
nature.
They're too profitable now.
It's if my insurance company that I pay to protect me and have coverage, if at the end of the day their goal is to fuck me as hard as they can
Yeah.
and pay me as little as they can possibly can to maximize their profit, that's so fucking backwards.
Yeah.
It just really is. And that's the problem with how this whole thing is set up, is that all these things that shouldn't be for profit are.
Yeah.
And it twists the whole system around.
The prison one really bothers me.
Yeah,
Because that's incentive for prosecutors, for DAs to go after people and throw them in jail for extended periods of time. And that has absolutely affected black and brown communities more than the white community. There's no doubt about it.
Disproportionately affected.
Absolutely. And anybody who's looking at it can tell you that. There's no doubt. But having a for-profit model is kept that bloated industry going. It's unlike anywhere on planet Earth.
True.
We have more incarcerated people than anyone on Earth. It's not even close.
Not even close.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have answers on how to fix it, but I have some ideas. And I know what that's a great start when
Yeah.
you can get some of that shit taken care of
Yeah.
and take the profit out of that, and you start putting those type of industries in the people's best interest and not their own and their shareholders. It shifts the balance of power a little bit.
Well, I'd like to see us get to a point. I was watching some documentary a couple of years ago, and it's hard to compare when you're like, oh, in Sweden, it's like, yeah, they got no people, whatever. It's such a smaller scale. When you're doing everything at scale and 330 million people, it's just different. But I think it was.
Well, it's all relative based on tax dollars and revenue and
Yeah.
things like that. So essentially, it's really all relative. I mean,
or more open-mindedness about what they do with the prisoners in captivity. So you can have a attitude of, yeah, we're going to throw them in a fucking cell for 20 hours a day and they can eat rice with maggots in it. Who gives a shit? They're raped. Shouldn't have done the crime if if you can't do the time, and comes with the time is butt fucking. No, that's
He'll be like prison
that's
food
revenge.
and penis.
It's revenge, and it's a joke, and it's sad. God forbid anyone you love ends up in prison, and that's the reality. That's awful to me.
It is.
It's fucking awful. And I know some people don't give a shit. I think it's personally awful, and it's inhumane, the treatment.
It's a machine.
And it's a machine. It's a for-profit machine.
It's how you make criminals.
Yeah, and better criminals, But this documentary I was watching was showing, and they had some guy who was like a mass murderer. He fucking mowed down 15 people or something. And they showed this compound. It was fenced in, but it was individual housing, for their prisoners. And they cleaned up the yard. They went to school. They hung out together. They weren't chained into a cage. They were free to come and go from building to building and go about their day. And they just kind of tried to rehab these people.
Like
Not
Hogan's Heroes.
Huh?
Like Hogan's Heroes.
Was that what Hogan's Heroes did? I never watched it.
Really?
No. It's a little before our time. I'm surprised you watched it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's Channel 20 back in the day. Had all the classics.
But it was just kind of a totally philosophically different. And maybe people would say, oh, that's fine when you're talking about 200 inmates. But when you're talking about tens of thousands, it's a whole different, to scale again.
Well,
but it was
why
a
don't
way
you
of
could do them in increments of 200.
Yeah.
And not have 10,000 in one thing.
Agreed.
You could build 20.
But their
separate
idea was to fix the human being that's broken down and see if we can get them to be a livable member of society and not treat them like a flat out animal. Treating people like animals, well, you're going to get animalistic behavior.
Yeah.
That's what you're breeding.
You put them in a cage.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then felony, you can never work again. You can never vote. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
And it becomes a hierarchy of whoever's the biggest, baddest swinging dick in there.
Yeah.
It
Ain't never
runs
gonna be
it,
me.
Runs the place, and it trickles down from there.
Yeah.
And you're forced to take sides, all that kind of stuff. I've always said, too, that, listen, these motherfuckers do nothing for 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
How about we put something in place to make them be productive?
Yeah.
And they can, do something. I mean, community service, you see them on the road picking up, that shit doesn't count. No, I mean, whatever it is, like packaging meals for homeless or cooking meals for homeless.
Teaching
things
people
like
how to cook.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Put programs in place
about
to
you pay
make
'em for
them
that
be
work?
productive. Well, you could pay them in cigarettes and condoms. I don't know, but you can also work time off your sentence. Things
Yeah.
like that. There's ways to do it.
Yeah.
And you can change the entire system than just be nothing but penalties and zero production
Yeah.
and just creating animals. That's what it is. I've seen it firsthand.
Everything gets twisted, though, is the problem. Like there's a program in, I don't know if it's all of California, if it's just northern, but where inmates were getting fireman training because they had so many wildfires. And my mom and I were driving down one of the freeways, and it was miles, Troy, miles.
Yeah.
As far as you look left, and it was just orange, and the whole mountain range was on fire. The whole thing for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah.
Like, how do you contain miles and miles of raging forest fire? And they had these guys going through, and so a lot of the frontline guys that were battling that fire were inmates.
Awesome.
Yeah, but
I don't know
the
if
problem is
how it
too
all
with
worked
that.
out. They disappeared.
They were fine, but then it's like, when you would hope that they would take those newfound abilities and be able, when they get out, when they've done their time, to go join a local fire department, be a productive member of society. But I think there were ways that kind of fucked them over from doing that,
Probably.
which seems crazy to me.
You probably
but
can't
then,
be it if you're a convicted felon. There's probably rules like that in place.
Right.
Things like that.
Maybe. But then there was, Kamala Harris was a part of all this at the time, and it seems great. Oh, we got these guys; they're giving back to society and blah blah blah. But then you find out, oh, well, they're convicting way more people to get more people in the fireman fucking shit. Like here's a
machine.
free fire force. Yeah. Now we don't have to pay them shit, and we turn them into firemen. And so let's just convict these brown and black people, throw them in fucking jail for 30 years, and let them become a free fireman for the state, which is gaming the system, in my opinion. It's not right.
That's filling a specific need.
Yeah.
But conceptually,
that's what critics argue. I don't know how
Makes
much
sense.
truth there is
I
there.
don't either.
Again, Troy, I'm not expert in any
Sure,
of this.
but
just bullshitting.
there's a lot of other things that you can do. I know they try to educate them and things like that, but the problem is, even in that system, you're there. Like I said, I've seen it firsthand. How it changes a person being in there,
Being in jail?
being in prison,
yeah.
being in prison,
Yeah.
even for a short time, you change.
Yeah.
Oh,
how could you not?
how could you not? Exactly right. So they're supposedly rehabilitated, and they're coming out 100 times worse than they went in.
Yeah.
They just are. They're just a different person.
Yeah.
They almost can't. I've seen it twice. Just basically self-destruct, went right straight back in.
Yeah.
And it gets worse every time. Like, it's a good kid that had
Yeah.
everything going for him, made some mistakes, paid the price, went in. It's probably over, sentenced for what he deserved, but.
I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
know that's okay. I'm not getting into specifics, but
Yeah,
anyway, did 4 or 5 years, I think, and that's at the 19, somewhere like that. Your formative years.
Yep.
And just a small.
So
one
now where are you
kid.
learning your life lessons from 19 to 23?
Exactly right. And then now you come out and you think you're just going to be like a well-behaved, productive member of society. I mean, you would hope.
Yeah.
But not in that system. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You don't put them in there. it just doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
so fucking broken.
Yeah.
That's as I say, they didn't just restructure the whole thing and make it productive and not punitive.
Yeah.
They just
Well, you get where some of these more liberal DAs and prosecutors and judges are going in theory in a way you could almost see where it's like we have to stop the revolving door
Yeah.
or these bails that are set that are so high that these guys come in for a fucking traffic violation and they're stuck here for a year and a half. We can all agree that's wrong and a system that's being taken advantage of to just screw people's lives over.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're talking about violent criminals versus nonviolent criminals, and, you know, I want violent criminals off the streets. I think most Americans would agree with
I
that,
would hope all do,
Yeah.
except for violent criminals.
except for violent criminals. But if you're out bashing old ladies and fucking
Yeah.
shooting at random people,
Then
like,
you're
no,
never-
dude.
if that's what you did in the first place, then you're never going to be a productive member of society.
I
You're
would
never, you know, so that's fine. And you can separate things. And it can be a tiered system where first offense, you know, you get an option, you get an opportunity. You don't just necessarily go into the general population in hard time. We, you know,
Yeah.
not necessarily work release program, but something. It just has to change. We have
Yeah.
to reconfigure how we're doing this stuff because the system is so broken.
Yeah.
And we're just churning it over and over and over, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And making it for profit is just continuing the cycle.
But doing it the way California's doing it and New York's doing it is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. You can't just dump people out on the streets.
No.
And expect that it's not going to be what you're seeing.
How many people got
those
got
areas.
let go out of prison for COVID?
Oh, tons.
I'd
Kwame did.
love to know what that number actually was when it was
Yeah.
all said and done. How many people just got released
Who knows,
for
man?
COVID
Who
because
knows?
of fears of COVID? For
Yeah.
fuck's sake!
It's crazy.
Oh man,
Fucking crazy.
what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Hey, I got an idea.
All right. Read it slow. I'm going to piss.
Okay, perfect. This is me reading this slowly.
Slower.
You have an annual. All right, I can't do it. You have an annual physical to make sure that you're healthy. What do you do to make sure that you remain financially fit? Mark and Jay at LPL Financial. Oh, see, I'm going to take my time. Mark and Jay at LPL Financial specialize in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today at 248-626-2000 and ask for either Mark or Jay. That's 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks, pal.
I nailed that.
Wow, you sure did. 3 times you give the number out? 3 times?
Well, I want to make sure people got the number. It's important.
Absolutely. It is important.
Yeah.
I got a Christmas card from Mark and Jay today.
Yeah, it's nice, thoughtful.
I don't know why. It's Christmas cards. I don't get them. I just don't get them. You know?
I always stick them on the fridge.
Do you?
I only get like 3. Nobody fucking likes me.
Dude,
So
people
I
are
throw a
done
couple
with
in.
me. They've stopped sending them to me. I would get them. From listeners, I liked them. They were more personal.
Yeah.
When listeners would send them to our P.O. box, which is still open if you guys remember. I don't remember the number offhand, but people would send those and they were very caring. They'd send in $2 bills a lot of times,
yeah,
you know, shit like
sure.
that. It was funny. Tell Eric to eat a bag of dicks, you know, happy holidays.
Should I try that? You know, I used to always get $5 bills.
Yeah. But yeah, these corporate ones that are sent out. It's like,
Oh, I know.
wishing you and yours a very happy holidays.
You
this
just
season.
know it when it comes.
It's like-
just a generic bullshit
Yeah,
envelope
dude, I get one
from wherever you
from,
have business. You know, I got them for. I bought something at Hellsberg Diamonds years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago when I was married, did that stupid shit
Yeah,
for years. 10+ years. I
Yeah.
did a Hellsberg. Not even give me a coupon or fucking something.
Yeah,
Not just
yeah.
a Merry Christmas.
yeah.
Get
I
outta
get one from a
here.
realtor that I used once 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's marketing.
And it's like,
Just marketing, man.
Like, hey, oh, I recognize that
forget
picture
me. Yep.
from you 30 years ago. That's not what you look like today, but okay, whatever.
Nice
and then it's
try.
like some magnet calendar for the year.
Yep.
It's like, does anyone go, ooh, yummy?
Well, no, but I mean, the goal is that when you do need a realtor, you go, oh,
Top of mind.
Here, there you go. This is the
Yeah.
you're gonna need somebody. So,
I suppose.
and I guess the same thing. If I ever am gonna go buy a bullshit ring again, I'd go to Hellsberg Diamonds. But
Would you?
fuck no. I'm not buying any rings.
That
And I wasn't really overly impressed with Ellsberg, just for record.
Just for record, and they're not a sponsor, so
No,
you can say that.
I can. My personal experience.
I think I'm more of a holiday Scrooge at this point. The older I get, and the fatter I get.
I tried to cancel Christmas this year. Nobody let me. I really did.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. Let's just mail it in. Whatever. I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
give you a card with some money in it. And
If you
move
notice,
on.
there's nothing festive here. There's no
there's
lights.
no
there's
tree,
no
no
tree.
nothing.
There's no wreath. There's no nothing. Nothing.
If it wasn't for the girls, we wouldn't have had one last year or the year before.
Yeah, yeah. Last year was good for me. I was with family.
Yeah.
You know, they were all out west, and that was fine. But they're all out there still.
Right.
I'm here alone. I got you. You know, and it's like, man, what are we doing? TV dinners, McDonald's, T-Roy. You cooking something?
Watching football. That's,
Yeah, watch some football. That's it. That's as far as my festive mood goes. And
and that sounds perfect.
yeah, I don't want anything. That's why people love Thanksgiving so much. You don't have to buy shit.
Yeah.
It's like just go eat.
Go eat and
Watch
move
football.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know, man. The older I get, the less. I had kids, so like Christmas was amazing for a long time. Giving
Yeah.
them the shit they wanted, watching them open the presents, Christmas morning, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That shit's gone. You know, it just
Yeah.
like that magic's gone. Now
Yeah.
it's just a ritual of just buy me shit.
Yeah.
Just how much are you going to spend? What are you going to get? You know.
Yeah.
I had a great conversation with my daughter. She, which is funny because she doesn't work. You know, but so I give her all her money, and she's like, she always asks me, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, don't get me anything, you
Yeah.
know? And she's like, wow, I know you always say that, but you know I'm going to get you something. So instead of what you want, why don't you tell me something that you need, and I'll just get you that. That way it's something that you need.
Yeah.
And I had a great flip on it, and I said, well, here's the thing. You don't have to get me anything to give me something. You can give me something without getting me something,
Okay.
right?
I'm
and
listening.
and she was like, oh, that's fucking deep. I was like, yeah. So start thinking about something you want to give me
Yeah.
and not get me anything because I don't want to buy myself a fucking present.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spend my money for you to go buy me something,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. I don't care. I could give a shit about, hey, this is me. This is what a dick I am. Or not even a dick. This is just how stupid I am. I was at Costco buying shit for everybody else.
Yeah.
And they had socks and underwear, right? Standard stuff. I get them there. I like them. It's
Sure.
yeah, still in the package upstairs, and I'll wrap them and put them under the tree for myself. So I have shit to open up. That's how pathetic it is.
Yeah.
You know, not pathetic, but I don't care. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't do it, like I said, if it was up to
I think
me,
we
I'd
all
cancel.
want stuff, but
Not
you
really.
want the, you know,
Trust me, I'm not going to get anything I want. That's so.
I'll get you fifth. Don't worry about it. T. You'll get something you want. The day I learned, I hope no kids are listening, that Santa was bullshit.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Ruined, like, it was like, wait, all this shit I've been begging for the last 6 months, mom and dad are getting it.
Yeah.
It ruined everything. It's never been the same since. And now I'm just bitter,
Yeah.
old, fat, lazy piece of shit, bah humbug.
I tried to nip that shit in the bud because I was pissed that somebody else was getting the credit for all the shit I was doing. Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting them all this stuff.
I get
you
that.
know?
I get that.
So, you know what we always did though was we did one, like their one big present
Yeah.
was we wrap it. We had like special paper, like gold paper or whatever. That
Oh,
was the
that's
Santa
good.
Claus stuff. You know, that was stuff from Santa. And
Yeah,
so
that
all the
better
other
have been
stuff.
tube stocks and
No, well,
T-shirts. Let Santa give the shit gifts.
no. So whatever their one big gift when they were kids to keep the magic alive.
Yeah.
You know, would be from Santa.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be in different wrapping paper and all that kind of stuff, and it was that. And then everything else would be from mom and dad and things
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, I'm not, listen, this isn't all from fucking Santa. Fuck that guy. He's not even real.
Yeah.
I gotta work my dick off for this stuff.
Yeah.
Can I get a little credit around here?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that was how we did it to keep it, you know, it was the one big.
How
you know,
long did you keep that magic alive? How old were they?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Like
I mean,
7,
somewhere in there,
6, yeah.
somewhere in there. You know, they were 2, 3, 2.5 years apart, whatever. Whatever, 2 years apart. So, Sky figured it out, and then you know the older one, and they
Told Chloe?
No, she didn't. She tried to keep it going for a little bit, and then actually Chloe was pissed. Like Skylar figured it out and was like, yeah. Good one, you know. I'm onto it. Somebody at school told me you guys are full of shit.
Yeah.
Chloe was pissed. Pissed.
Because you lied?
Because we fucking lied to her.
Yeah.
You fucking lied to me this whole fucking time? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
You got me? I'm in school looking like an asshole
Yeah.
that I still believe in Santa and everybody else is in there, and they were like, "You still believe in Santa? You, you dumb person."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I like. Listen. If it was up to me, I'd fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You would have never even known his name.
Yeah.
But it's not
That's
how
a tough spot.
It's not how the world works.
It's a tough spot because that's probably for most kids the first time they realized there's a hole in this whole game.
Mm-hmm.
With mom and dad are infallible.
She put it all together too. That was actually one of the great. I wish I had that conversation on video or
Yeah.
recorded or something because it all clicked. She was like, I got all mad, and she was like,
Easter Bunny.
"Tooth Fairy, Easter any of them? All fucking bullshit? Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah.
Lost it.
How could you not? That's got to be traumatizing.
Yeah.
On some level, that has to be
Right.
like these people that are sworn to protect me.
Yep.
They are in charge of my existence. At any point, they could be Dr. Fauci and me. They could just straight be lying to that fucking camera that's my face.
Definitely.
They're lying to me about this shit.
Yeah.
For what? The
uh,
Tooth Fairy?
Yeah.
The Tooth Fairy.
Listen, I didn't start it.
Who came up with the Tooth Fairy?
Some idiot. I don't know.
Easter Bunny? Bunnies don't lay eggs.
No.
The fuck is that dude running around with a basket of eggs for?
Stole them from a chicken.
I mean, it just none of it makes sense. Santa Claus. The idea too, when you critically think a little bit about it, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. This dude's hitting billions of houses. His distribution is unfair as shit. The rich kids who already have everything, he seems to hook them up more than anyone.
Right? How do you get the car down the chimney?
Yeah. How does this fat ass get down the chimney? Why are you letting him in our fucking house? You lock the doors every night to keep strangers out. You don't know Mr. Claus.
How do you get in the apartment?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, hey, a lot of questions.
Yeah. Kids are just dumb as shit. That's what it boils down to.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It's funny. I love talking to Marshall and Reed and Matt and stuff, but you realize just how fucking dumb. I mean, dumb.
And that's our fault.
No,
because
no.
in a way, because we tell them that the fucking Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus is real, and we
Yeah.
we leave them in this little fairy tale, innocent, you know.
No, but when they figure shit out and they act like they're the first people to figure it out, and you're like, dude, you're fucking 6. Are you kidding me? You think you're the first person to figure that out? Really? Really?
I had the kids this stupid thing.
Oh my God.
I had till they were
Reed
like
cries
like 12,
when I do that to him.
like 12. Till they finally figured out they were like,
Reed cries.
yeah.
I was doing that to Reed.
For those of you listening, we're doing the old
Removal of the thumb.
pull the thumb off trick.
Yeah.
You know, do it to the camera. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Reed cries when I do that.
Yeah.
Freak the fuck out. Thinks I'm really separate.
Yeah.
How dumb are you? You really think I'm separating my thumb?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not, you know, but you perpetuate that.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
it's our fault.
Yeah.
If we'd start being real with these kids right off the bat, we'd be raising some goddamn good adults.
Yeah. Army of them.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on.
do we
Elon
got?
Musk.
Hey, another Elon Musk.
Yeah, I
Now
love
what'd
Elon
he do?
Musk.
I know, I can tell. I think you got a man crush on him.
I think I'm starting to have one.
Yeah?
He's got Asperger's.
Yeah.
I love the name.
Yep.
He really is Tony Stark.
That's a pretty good comparison.
You know what I mean? Like other people have said it. That's not original,
Yeah.
but he is Tony Stark. And I have mad respect for that. And I have mad respect for the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck who he's fighting with, whether it's Bernie Sanders or, you know, Pocahontas.
Yep.
He doesn't care. I love that. I love that because most people in his position have to take the attitude of, oh, well, I better get in lockstep with the Democratic Party. Otherwise, I'll be canceled. Doesn't give a shit.
No.
I was listening to Rogan. He was interviewing Beeple, the artist, last week, something like that.
Not even sure what that is.
Yeah, I know, but he made $100 billion or $100 million last year.
I know we're doing it all wrong.
Yeah, he's been doing art one piece a day, 365 days a year for like 10 years or something. And NFTs, big into the NFT world.
Okay.
So it's a whole thing. He works with Eminem at times, and you know, and the graphics behind him and shit like that. So yeah. Anyway, total nerd, can't do anything except the art. Can't fucking make a piece of toast for himself. Doesn't know shit about it. Shit. He's basically me, but with lots of money.
And rich. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. No, but Rogan had mentioned Elon Musk is tampering with or kicking around thoughts of a new phone. Coming out with his own phone, the Pi phone.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
all in.
Sure.
He wants to do it completely in America.
Well, isn't that
American
isn't
made.
that what his like the Starlink and stuff is kind of all about? The satellites and everything that he's putting in there, and isn't that for like
know.
a global network? Isn't that
Maybe.
kind of what is going on?
Neuralink?
No,
that what it
no.
is?
I think it's Starlink. Isn't that what it's?
Is that his?
Yeah, I think that's
Maybe.
yeah. I think that's
I
like
don't
all
know
the
anything
satellites and
about
stuff.
it. I know he's always, mad scientisting things, but the fact that Apple is like China. I mean, Apple's in just
Yep.
manufactured in China, and we see what happens with supply chains breaking down, or God forbid there's some fallout with China more than there already is. They can really fuck you over. They did that immediately with COVID, and withheld personal protection shit, masks, medicines, that were manufactured there. And so,
Well, then we also shut everything down coming into the country, so that didn't help either.
yeah, but I don't
mean,
know
they
that
did
that
withhold.
was the PPE was before that, wasn't it? Before they shut it down, I don't know. Either way, they were saying they were going to withhold it, not let us buy it, whatever.
Well, fuck you. Yeah, we gotta protect our own.
Yeah.
You make
So if
your
he
own.
wants, I have all the faith in the world that the guy that's doing SpaceX and Tesla can make an iPhone that's dope as shit, built in America with American people and American parts.
Yeah.
And I'm all in.
Definitely.
So this Tony Stark, I can dig, but he's still going at it with Senator Warren. She apparently spent thousands of dollars on Facebook ads to attack him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Healthy.
So all those attacks from her, saying that he's saying the people of Massachusetts deserve someone better to represent him in the Senate.
You ain't wrong.
No, he's not. They've been fighting. Remember, this started when Time Magazine named him Person of the Year. And she said, let's change the rigged tax code so the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off everyone else. He responded, stop projecting, alongside an op-ed featuring the title, Elizabeth Warren is a fraud. Her lies about being Native American disqualify her from presidency and Senate. You remind me when I was a kid and my friend's angry mom would just randomly yell at everyone for no reason. Please don't call the manager on me, Senator Karen. Love it.
Yeah.
And if you opened your eyes for 2 seconds, you would realize I pay more in taxes than any American in history this year. Don't spend it all at once. Oh, wait, you already did.
Another great one.
Yep. Warren responded by spending thousands of dollars. So the reason he is because those stocks are going to mature that he's got to sell, and then he will have to pay taxes on those.
Yep.
The profits of those. So the profits of those are a couple $100 billion or something like that. And so he's going to end up paying, he says 11 billion. I'd read as high as 15 billion. So that comes due in what, April 22nd or something?
Yeah,
So-
they'll push it again.
She all 6 ads feature a graphic that includes a black and white picture of Musk calling him in red a freeloading billionaire, all in caps.
Okay.
So the 6 ads differed in the captions they feature, which include the following: thin-skinned freeloader Elon Musk is whining like a baby because I want him to pay his fair share in taxes. Sign up today to make sure that my colleagues in the Senate know that you're on board to pass a wealth tax and hold billionaires accountable. And you'll see where this goes. This is just a scheme to raise money.
I already see where this is going.
Yeah. So the next one, let's make one thing clear. We need to change our tax laws to stop Elon Musk from freeloading off of everyday Americans. But when I point out the obvious, he whines like a baby. Will you sign on today to tell my colleagues in Congress to pass a wealth tax in America? Let's make one thing clear is the next one. We need to change our laws to stop Elon Musk from freeloading off everyday Americans. But when I point out so this one's very similar to the one before.
So, yeah, they seem
except
a bit redundant.
redundant, yes. Except this one ends with, will you chip in $10 to help Warren Democrats pass a wealth tax?
There you go.
Keep the 1% in check and fight for working people.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why does it take money to pass a bill?
I don't know. That's a great question. That's a really good question you asked.
Why does it take money to to do it?
I don't know, but it always seems to. Do
Yeah,
you have
well,
$10 to help Warren Democrats?
No, I certainly do not. But
Yeah.
Do I have $10? Yes. Do I have $10 to help those twats? No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, we all know how bills are passed. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But why do you need to raise money?
She just
for that?
does.
For her campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get down to it. Using
see.
this as a fucking leap, just a leaping off point to try and raise money
Yeah.
because she knows she's going to get bounced. I hope.
Yeah. Elon Musk is whining like a baby. Boy, you need
This
better
is her
writers.
hill to die on.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know. Whining like a baby in every single one.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
He's whining like a baby to his millions of Twitter followers. He must be scared. Yeah, that's it. He's probably scared.
Terrified.
Elon Musk is scared of Elizabeth Warren. He must be scared because he knows what every other billionaire in America does. That he's been freeloading off of working people and that I won't back down from a fight. Ooh, tough guy, Elizabeth Warren.
What does she have to do with anything anyway?
Will you chip in $10 to help Warren Democrats pass a wealth tax? Keep this 1% in check and fight for working people?
What is a Warren Democrat?
I was hoping you could tell me. No. Elon Musk has gotten more than $250 billion richer during the pandemic. And when I ask him to pay his fair share, he whines like a baby. Will you chip in $10 today to help Warren Democrats?
Yeah, you pay your fair share, so I don't have to.
And then the last one, sign up today. Let's make one thing clear. We need to change our tax laws to stop Elon Musk from freeloading off everyday Americans.
Please give me $10.
Will you give me $10 to pass a free tax?
Oh, the hypocrisy is strong with this one.
Musk responded, this is such a deeply messed up lie to the American people. She is the one freeloading off taxpayers while I'm paying the largest amount of tax of any individual in history. Is Senator Warren really someone we want as a U.S. Senator? The great state of Massachusetts deserves someone better. I agree. Is there anybody that freeloads more off the back of this country than a politician?
No.
You realize the government provides no services. They provide literally no product, nothing. They just take and take and take and bloat and bloat and bloat and slow fucking things down.
Regulate.
So this guy develops Tesla and sells cars throughout the planet. He made 250. Good for him. Good for him.
Yep.
American capitalism at its finest.
Absolutely.
And if
I
you
mean,
think
Teslas have grown in popularity.
Oh, my God.
I mean, by 100 times in
And
the
they're
last
kicking the
5
shit out of
years.
every car maker out there.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to afford a Tesla.
Yeah.
I'd love it. 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds?
Get it.
Yes.
Get it.
Yeah, plaid mode, ode to fucking Spaceballs.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? I love this man.
Absolutely.
I love this
Who
man.
knows? Maybe he's got a political future. I hope not. I hope not. I don't want him to be ruined.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I feel like it just ruins people. I feel like it's like prison. Like you just come out changed. You
Yeah.
might go in with the best of intentions.
Oh, I think
but
they
you
all
just
do.
get chewed up, spit out, and you either fucking burn out and bounce, or you
Yeah.
sell your soul and fucking are in for the long haul.
Seeing, we have video now that we didn't. So the way politicians would travel and get their message out across the country is by train, right? You'd go stop to stop, and there'd be
Jesus, wait, well, how long are we talking about? Back in the
Lincoln
1800s?
days. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like back when
Yeah.
when media traveled, right? And you'd have a press corps or whatever, and they'd report in their local Roanoke Times. And you'd have a handful of people in dumb hats come out and watch you speak from the back of a train, and your message would be the same. Where you were, tip of the cap to Henry Ford, and then move along to Chicago. Nowadays, you see these people, and it's like what these people are. They're good. They're decent public speakers, which anybody can become. I mean, with a little bit of time on a microphone, you can become a decent public speaker. You can read a teleprompter, and they just say the same shit and try to give the same emotion everywhere. I'm just rolling up my sleeves for the American people going to work. Yet they're still doing these train stops like we don't have national press that broadcast their fucking speech. Like, you don't need to go to 50 states and
Pomp and circumstance.
it's just
theater.
such a theater racket. These are just the scum of the. I firmly believe politicians are the absolute scum of the earth. Media not far behind them, but especially these entitled pricks who are going like you're going to go after the inventor of a generation, a generation. He's a generational inventor, brilliant guy with Asperger's. And you're going to attack him as a freeloader on the system, and you're a politician in D.C.? Holy shit.
Again, clearly, has not done anything wrong, or he would be in legal trouble.
Right.
So, if what he's doing is within the guidelines, then you have no basis to. Great, you want to talk, you want to change the laws, you want to pass a bill.
Go ahead.
Awesome, do it. But until then,
Shut the
fuck up.
Yeah.
Because he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
He's doing what every other person is doing and paying the minimum amount of taxes. And guess what that fucking twat does? Tries to pay as little taxes as possible.
Yeah. And you know what?
I promise you.
This
she
whole-
doesn't pay more.
Whining like a baby. Whining like a baby would be if Elon Musk went on Twitter and went, but I don't want to pay any more in taxes.
Right.
I made this money myself. Leave me alone.
Calling her a Karen.
That would be whining
Exactly,
like a baby.
whining like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just shitting right back on her. That's hardly whining like a baby.
No.
And he's never said, well, I don't want to pay more taxes.
Because I do pay taxes, and I will be paying taxes.
Yeah.
Right.
And in fact, this year I'll be paying more than any American in the history of this country. Yeah. How about that, Warren?
Yeah. So,
How about
I
you
love
get
that one. Don't spend it all at once. Oh, yeah. You already
Oh,
did.
you already spent it.
Yeah.
We've heard our first words from Brandon Brown.
Brandon Brown.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
He is,
I don't know, but I want him to go.
he's the birth of Let's Go Brandon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's the NASCAR driver. See,
oh, okay.
you didn't
very
even
good.
know. I
Very
didn't
good.
either. I'm
Yep.
Brandon Brown. I don't think I've ever
figured
heard
it was
that name.
someone. I didn't know his last name was Brown.
Yeah,
I'm
Brandon
not
Brown.
a NASCAR guy.
He's talking now of his discomfort at inspiring the anti-Joe Biden "Let's Go Brandon" chant. He fears it could damage his career.
He should sue Fox
Was it? It was NBC
or
wasn't
NBC
it?
or
I think it
whoever,
was-
whoever it was.
Yeah, it was.
They did it. They started it.
Yeah, inadvertently. I think you just roll with this, bro.
I know.
Don't even comment on it. Whatever.
It's like the asshole now that's bitching about his dick being out on the Nirvana album.
Oh yeah, I
You
saw
know,
that. He
at this-
bitches every couple of years, I think.
Trying to get a little money, but just
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah. You're on the Nirvana cover. I mean, whatever, dude.
Doesn't he have a Nirvana tattoo?
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is
child pornography.
Child porn, that's his big
I've been
argument.
scarred for life.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen my penis.
Yeah.
You're a baby. Dude, nobody gives a shit. Every baby dick looks alike.
Yeah.
It's fine. Kids run around naked. It's okay.
Yeah. He was speaking in a column for the New York Times, Brandon Brown, not the Nirvana baby.
But that is actually, just to bring up, that is kind of child porn, right? Like a naked baby.
Yeah, but
an exposed
when did
penis?
that album come out? 91?
I'm like in today's woke. Like I'm almost surprised that they
30
just
years ago. Back 30 years ago.
surprised that they like haven't canceled it. Or
Was there any dust up 30 years ago?
I don't.
They didn't put like,
I don't remember.
I don't remember any dust up at all.
Not that I can recall.
Yeah.
But I guess but it's kind of child porn in a way.
Sort of.
So just kind of a weird thing, I guess.
Could you, would people view it differently if it was a naked baby girl with a vagine showing,
You know,
floating in the pool?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that's more innocuous than a boy, because I mean it's like an innie and an outie. You know, you can't
Yeah.
really see. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was like from behind, like a fucking
Spread
spread fucking shot or something. You know,
Yeah.
classic hustler style.
That would have been a problem.
Yeah, but like I mean, just the innocence of what that is. You know, I don't think it would be any different with a chick. I think it would be. I think it'd be worse. I think because especially from the angle, you wouldn't even see the vagine. I don't think. I mean, barely. But
Barely, but if they made sure to show the vagine, because
Well.
they made sure to show the panus.
I mean, it sticks out. You can't. It's hard to not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just curious. I'm surprised that's still a thing. Like they haven't like canceled it or.
What does he want? Just a few bucks? Can we pay him off, make him go away?
I don't know. I mean, who cares? Shut up. He can go away. I'm just talking about like society.
Yeah.
Like canceling that cover, like not allowing it to ever be.
The internet owns that cover. That baby panus is gone. Anybody that wants to jack off to that picture has done it.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know? Yeah. So anyway, Brandon Brown, speaking
Brandon.
in a column for the New York Times, he explains how he initially thought it was kind of funny how the phrase "Let's Go Brandon" was used to cover up a crowd who were actually chanting "Fuck Joe Biden." But the catchphrase embedded itself into the American psyche and was adopted by conservatives to specifically insult former Vice President Joe Biden. He says he became uncomfortable at the association. Brown says he now fears the link to his name and career could cost him sponsorships, and he does not want to be associated with any particular political figure. Our whole navigation is you want to appeal to everybody because all in all, everybody is a consumer. I have zero desire to be involved in politics. The whole Talladega race was supposed to be a celebration. Then it was supposed to be something that I was able to use to move up, and I really wanted to capitalize on that. With the meme going viral, it was more of I had to stay more silent because everybody wanted it to go onto the political side. I'm about the racing side. So that's the first thing he says. And the second thing he says, I think contradicts that a bit because I think he's more political than he thinks.
Okay.
He says, I don't want it to just be a substitute for a cuss word. I mean, if it's making it more polite, then by God, I guess go ahead. So instead, if you're going to have to say, fuck Joe Biden,
Yeah.
I'd rather you said, let's go Brandon. Brown told the Times he has insufficient political knowledge to pass any kind of judgment on former President Biden's policies since becoming president. So he's staying out of that. That's smart. Although he did say he was annoyed by how spiraling inflation has driven up the cost of fuel. Inflation as a whole is a kind of big one for us just because, I mean, inflation affects everybody. Inflation affects everybody. Doesn't matter where you vote. You know, it's which way you look or what your beliefs are. Groceries go up, fuel goes up, and so it's things that I share frustrations with everybody. So if they're going to use my name, and I guess we have the shared frustrations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He tipped his dough in there a little bit.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
the
inadvertent. I think it's an innocent toe dip.
I agree. I think what he's doing there is trying to not alienate anybody. So he's playing both sides in those statements, saying, hey, I don't want it to be associated like this. But at the same time, I feel what you guys are saying. So,
Yeah.
I want to appease everyone right now.
But when he says inflation going up, gas prices going up, groceries costing more,
Well,
everybody agrees on that. But
That's
they
true.
don't. They don't. The political left would tell you that some of that was Trump's fault.
it's not, yeah.
You know what I mean? This has
inflation.
nothing to do with inflation or Joe Biden. Joe Biden's perfect. I mean,
Well,
obviously, he's perfect.
That's just denial.
Yeah.
That's just ignorance. I mean, you can't be happy about paying more. And that's the frustration of it.
Yeah, but you can be thrilled that it's Trump's fault somehow.
No, but if whatever. I don't see that being overly political by any stretch of what he's saying. I don't
Yeah.
think he's trying to, I see it by him trying to play both sides. And you're right, he does contradict himself in a way because he kind of sends this comment to that side and then kind of sends this
Yeah.
comment to that side. But he doesn't commit to either side. He just kind of throws it out there to cover all his bases. And good for him,
Yeah.
Would
you lean into that, or would you be like him?
Conservatives buy shoes too.
Yeah, true. I don't think Jordan ever actually said that.
No.
No,
Well,
I think
something-
that's
Is it all hearsay?
Yeah.
Or rumor?
rumor. Yeah, I think that was spun out of something, but it was never publicly said.
No.
Yeah, which bums me out, but
It would be better if he did.
yeah.
But the concept
Is very true.
Is 100% true. And
Yeah.
whether he said it or not, the fact remains. And just like that, Although
Do you think if you were a race car driver,
I would think that NASCAR is a predominantly right sport.
but they've gone woke as fuck.
They're trying to
They're
be
trying to go
inclusive,
super woke.
but that doesn't mean that their fan base
Is joining them?
has expanded. They can try.
Yeah.
But I got
Well, the whole
believe
Bubba Wallace noose thing, and then we had to all pretend like there was a noose hanging in his locker and do that little walk along the car thing while they cried.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter. I don't know how much that's touching your fan base in reality. I don't buy that, but
had that come out to be actually like real, then they probably would have had a little bit of leverage on that. But when it all came out to be bullshit,
Yeah.
like, oh boy, that's some Jussie fucking Smollett shit right
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
well, it's you are what you are.
Yeah.
Golf is what it is.
True.
And
Well,
the
evolve or die.
Confederate flag
you
and
can-
the,
that's where its roots are, but doesn't mean that's where it has to stay. And like I said,
Yeah.
evolve or die is a mantra of mine in a way. I mean, nobody, if you stay still, then you're fucked. But
yeah, but how does that mix with the? You tweeted something 15 years ago. Burn in hell for it. Like you can't evolve and you can't appease everybody.
no, you can't. But as a
It's the
sport,
disingenuous nature of
they
it
can
that
they can try
bothers
and
me.
get rid
I
of
think.
the Confederate flags, and they can try to
Yeah.
appease a little more of the left, and they can try and do some things to be more woke. Because
Yeah, but-
again, if they're targeting basically half the country, they're missing out on half the country.
Yeah.
So,
But
as
you
a
know,
product,
some would say, Troy, the reason that half your crowd waves Confederate flags is because you sold them to them.
it's true. Well, that's true. And again, that's where it's
You know,
based. I mean, if you
like-
to go trace NASCAR back to the roots, I mean, it was bootlegging in the South.
Hell yeah.
That's where it originated.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't make it inherently racist as a sport.
Yeah.
It's just where it started.
Yeah.
So, and good for them. I mean, I definitely am. I'm all for equity. As much as I hate to use that word, and
No, you're for
equality.
equality, not equity.
Fair. That's
Not
fair.
equity.
That's fair. Yeah, they've me just put that word into my brain.
Yeah,
you
lose
know,
that one.
just
That's a
like-
bad one.
You know what else I want to stop ever fucking saying is efficacy.
Efficacy. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. Is
Any of
is
the
it-
COVID terms.
Yeah.
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 You know, I'm all for it. It's the disingenuousness of it where there's a simple explanation for what happened to Bubba Wallace, for instance, right? Like that was a hand pull in a garage. I mean, if you want to look at everything as racist, you can. You know, why do we have black drapes hanging in the background, not white ones? Because we think black should be hanging from the, like, if you want to make something racist, you can make anything racist.
Yep.
When you watch soccer, football, across the world and you see a black goalie getting pelted with bananas. Like, we all are horrified by that.
True, yeah.
Nobody's not horrified by it. If Bubba Wallace is in a race at Talladega and there are people in the stands holding, get that N-word out of that car, we don't need you in our sport signs, then absolutely stand up and go, this is an outrage. Absolutely not. We embrace him. You want to do your little walk along the car shit while people cry? Fine. No problem with it. He does a lap and they're throwing fucking banana peels on the track. Bullshit.
They didn't want to
Won't
walk.
fly.
They didn't want to walk that one back when that came back in their face.
Yeah.
They were too committed. They were
Yeah.
too far down that road.
But that's just a simple explanation going, no, but that thing's been hanging there for years in that garage. Bubba Wallace happened to park in that garage. It's a pulley for the door. It's a simple explanation. It's not that the world or the sport
We
is
didn't need to
against
get the
you.
FBI involved.
We don't need the FBI involved, and we don't need to shame regular citizens like, oh yeah, this is the way all of you feel. Like, no. We could all recognize that for what that was. But you got a guy in the stands with a sign with homophobic or racist slurs on him directed at a driver, and you want to yank him out of there and make a spectacle?
Amen.
Great.
Do it.
Obviously.
Yep.
Those stories get reported on here too, in America, when they're throwing bananas at fucking goalies. Like that's horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. We all agree. There's no room for that in any sport.
None.
So, you know,
But they, I don't know. Let it go.
let it go. Yeah. Why don't we do a couple emails? I could get in the editor of Swimming World magazine. See, he's gonna catch some shit.
Chiming in on Leah.
Leah Thomas going, yeah,
Lee.
this is bullshit.
Lee Thomas.
There's a lot of unfair advantages here. I don't even know if he realizes.
What he opened up.
Yeah.
Oh, just by stating facts.
By stating facts. Like, look, dude.
An expert in the field,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Stating facts that just don't go against, or that go against what people want to believe.
Yeah, they're going to call him all sorts of bigots and transphobe and all those names, but
Or he's just an expert in swimming.
Yeah.
And physics and
yeah,
the physics. of swimming, I
muscles
should say.
and puberty and muscle growth. And, yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, what do we got for email? Let's
Oh,
see
what do
here.
we got? What do we got? Oh, that's a big one.
It's a big one.
All right. Somebody put some time into that.
Mike, glad to see you've got the decast going again after your hiatus. Longtime Drew and Mike listener.
Okay.
I hear that a lot, dating back to the early 90s. I've been hooked since probably 94 or so. Always appreciated Drew's no-nonsense take and everything we know Mike brought to the table. Of course, then together on the phones, hilarious. Yeah, we all know. The Drew and Mike show was funny. I recommended it to a buddy at the time. We have both listened pretty religiously the entire time on terrestrial radio, and he eventually suggested I check you guys out a year or two after you started and have listened regularly for a few years once podcasts started becoming more popular and available. Really looking forward to seeing you get it rolling again. I rarely reach out on things like this, but I did today just say thanks for what you do. My wife and I moved from Detroit in 2019 and listened regularly to the Drew and Mike show and the Detroit cast, which helps me feel like I never left the Detroit area that I love so much. I work remotely primarily, so when I have downtime, I throw on the show like so many listeners do. Anyway, we moved out to Berkeley, California. Oof. And he spelled it right. Most people spell that wrong.
Okay.
It's an extra E.
There's an extra E?
There's in Berkeley, California versus Berkeley, Michigan. Yeah, there's an extra E after the K.
Oh, okay.
Berkeley.
Eley out there?
Yeah,
Berkeley.
Berkeley. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Berkeley.
So anyway, we moved out to Berkeley, California after 18 months in Philly. And I know you have some ties out this way on the left coast. I can't commit much as far as lodging yet, we have a 16-month-old. I don't want to stay with you. Come on,
Right.
Bill.
It's a lovely offer.
It's a
lovely offer.
But he didn't even offer. He's taking it off the table like I'm going to be like, Bill, put me up in your place in Berkeley.
We have accommodations. Thank you,
he's
though.
taking weight because there's some fucking goddamn 16-month-old in the mix.
Dropped an anchor.
Yeah. And would probably be miserable for you anyway. Yeah, let me decide that, Bill.
fair.
I'll decide whether that's miserable for me or not. But if you ever needed a ride from the airport or to grab a beer or general shenanigans while you're out this way, definitely reach out. I feel I'm surrounded out here by libtard nonsense and especially appreciate listening as it reminds me that sanity does exist in the world. Cheers. Hope things get back on track with the cast swiftly and keep up the great work, brother Bill.
Oh, very nice.
Bill. Yeah, it was a nice email.
Yeah, that's got to be a culture shock in a way to go from out there to just relocate into full lib land. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, just kind of a culture shock. And
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. It's not as bad as you'd think, just walking around. There's still plenty of that area that is much like this area, where people just get along in polite society.
Out in public, it's amazing how that generally works.
Yeah. But, it's seeing the homeless. I'll tell you, Bill, that wasn't the way it was 15 years ago. I mean, that's a new... There was always homeless, but not the way it is now. New listener, Detroit Cast. Hi, Mike. I love listening to your new show. I used to listen to a similar show and love that one too. They even gave me a nickname, NFL Bob.
Hey,
NFL stood for new favorite listener. I hope your new show has great success in the future. Maybe I can even earn a nickname from this new show I just discovered. Good days. I said good day, Bob. Well, Bob, I'll tell you, NFL Bob got that name for very specific reasons. It was his philanthropic nature
Yeah, indeed.
to the show. So if you think you're just going to come,
you got to earn.
Bobby come lately and fucking steal a nickname out of this crew, you are out of your mind. I said good day, sir.
Yeah.
No, it's going to require philanthropic.
And yeah,
Yeah.
you got to earn it. You
gotta earn
You're NFL Bob until something else comes along.
Yeah.
And I would like to give a little shout out to Bob. He's always been very, very kind and very generous to me as well.
Yeah,
including
on the
me
old
and-
show.
Yeah, on the previous.
Doesn't mean anything for this version.
No, that's true. That's true. But
You know,
no,
he's gonna have to
he
earn
always,
that
He always
back.
looked out for me. He always included me.
He's a good
as-
guy.
as a
God
very
damn,
good
his
guy.
son is handsome, isn't he?
I know.
Oh, my God. I'm
almost
jealous.
flipped me. That son of a bitch. He almost flipped me.
He could flip me.
I'm telling you.
He could flip me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Not even, it wouldn't even
Stud.
be hard.
Stud.
Yeah. He's just, whew, take one look at that guy and you go, God damn it, life must be easy for you.
When they were
It
here
must
for
be
E's
easy.
thing, Bob and his kid were here. Bob was down here and he was upstairs. And he's like, all right, I got to go. I'm going to meet a girl, but don't tell my dad. I came down here and I'm like, yeah, your kid just left. It's like, oh, where'd he go? He was going to see a girl. Told me not to tell you that, but he was going to dip the willy. Sold him out, but for good reason.
Yeah.
Lay that pipe, kid.
Hey, you know what? It's good. Someone
Spread that
that
seed.
handsome.
Damn right. Spread
and
that
everything
seed.
handed to him like
Skeet,
that.
Skeet, skeet.
Well, no, not even that. It's good for him to have a little adversity in his life. And if that turned into a brawl back at home,
Yeah.
because his dad's a little religious, he's like, you dipping your dong where in places that before you've, settled on one woman, if you cause that disruption, it'll make him a better man for it.
Let's hope.
It'll make that kid who's got all the advantage
Got
in
to
the
toughen
world.
him up a little bit.
You know, he can go either way he wants. He can go men, women, both.
Got it all.
Yeah, he's
Got
got,
it
it all.
all. Yep.
Silver platter. It's the definition of it. Anyway, there's football on right now.
Oh, is it that fucking late?
Yeah, no, it's 5 o'clock game.
Oh,
First
they
Monday Night
doubled up the
Football.
Monday night. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
That's right. Okay.
So why don't we get out of here? We'll do it again tomorrow. Easus will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
I think he was going to try and do 2 shows with us this week before heading off. I wonder how that's going to go because Hawaii has like a 300% uptick in COVID issues. I wonder if they're going to even let that son of a bitch fly into town.
He's gonna just be. It's gonna fuck his whole schedule up. He's
Dude.
gonna have like a 10-day quarantine as soon as he lands.
As soon as he lands, it's going to be a mess. We'll ask him if there's
maybe.
any update on that. So, all right. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.